Tales from my shit. Cheers, YouTube. It's Life of Cholo, sipping a martini here, and this is the next video following up on my decision to move to LA. So I'm currently in my dad's house, like in the studio thing in the back, and I decided to move to LA. I'm gonna do a coding boot camp called Hack Reactor, and basically I haven't got in yet, so I'm like, but I did pay for the SSP thing, so it's like a guided prep course. It's like $250, and they discount that towards the enrollment. So I got like 2 weeks till that starts, and then if I pass the SSP thing, then I'll go to June 15th ish, and if I don't pass that, then the next one's in July 15th ish. So I'm trying to get to the June one, but I don't. If I go to the July one, it wouldn't be too bad, because it would kind of help my finances out a little bit better, I think, because it's a really tight window, and I have to like move all my shit out of here, and then I gotta put it in storage, and then I gotta find a place in LA. And I'm thinking about this homestay, maybe near Loyola Marymount, and then like do like a rent a room from like a family, but I have to pay the money up front. So hopefully I can finance that with a loan, and then that will help me get to LA. And then hopefully I'm gonna try to do 5 months. So the school's 3 months, and then I'll have 2 months left over to get a job. So it's like for $5,000, get like 5 months, and then something like that, and then try to get my loan up to $7,000 so I can have some left over. That's what I'm thinking. See what happens. But it's been a couple weeks since that video where I announced my announcement, and I'm pretty committed to it. You know, I'm in it for my passion in life is making hip hop music, and doing videos and stuff like that, and a lot of other creative things. But that's like my number one passion thing. And hopefully that move to LA with a financial better job will help me do my music thing, and so it's not like I'm pressured to make money off music, but I can actually do it, and it's fulfilling, and I have the money and the capital to do the projects that I want to do. So that's the whole goal. So anyways, the reason I'm making this videos is to chronicle my journey through this, the process of like not, you know, giving up per se, but like keep going. And anyways, my point is that I gotta learn JavaScript. Okay, I gotta learn JavaScript, and they have this Udemy course and a book and a YouTube video that's like a prep course for the prep course. So like I have to know some amount of JavaScript just to take the prep course, just to take the boot camp. Okay. And I've studied web design, HTML, CSS. I took a class in CalArts, so I'm a little bit familiar with, you know, this coding type of shit. But the JavaScript is like, you know, it's like a real chingadera, you know, it's like a real language. You gotta learn that shit. But I'm not afraid of it. I've learned, actually, I studied Japanese, and I studied in college, in City College, and I studied Russian because I wanted to go to the World Cup, but I don't think I'm going to be going because I'm going to do this coding thing, which, you know, whatever. But I got to read Cyrillic alphabet, so learning another language is not a big deal. And I figured, you know what, JavaScript is technically in English with the Roman, you know, alphabet, so it's not a big deal. You just have to like learn the syntax, the grammar, and the vocabulary. That's basically, for languages, you know, you just gotta learn the vocabulary is number one, and you gotta learn how to read and write, in my opinion. You know, because if you can read and write, then then when you're like, you're not a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Not illiterate. So that's important. Anyways, whatever. So I was doing the fucking Udemy thing, and it's pretty good. But there's times when I'm like, okay, I'm cruising, and I get stuck. So I'm like, okay, so I go look at the forums or whatever, try to find the code. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And try to copy and paste that shit. And I was just struggling. So if I got to the point, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to fucking get the code. I'm going to copy and paste that shit, and I'm going to pass the level so I can just get through this requirement. So that's what I did. I was like, you know what, whatever, cholo. Copy, paste the answers. Copy, paste the answers. Because I figured if I can just get through it, it will buy me some time so I can just kind of analyze it and figure it out. But I've come to the point where I'm like, you know what? Because when you're trying to figure out by yourself, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're like there for like easy an hour. You're just like, okay. And I'm like, cholo, I don't have that time, bro, because I gotta go to work. I gotta study. I gotta get through these requirements, and I gotta learn this shit. I don't have time to be fucking around, So then, I looked at the YouTube videos, and the YouTube one was good, but I was just falling asleep through it. I was like, I can't help it when I just fall asleep through, like, when something's wordy or blah blah blah. I just automatically just fall asleep. And so that was kind of hard, and I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, but it was just like, man, I just can't get through this shit. And the other one was, what was it? The book. So you had to read the first 4 chapters of the book, this JavaScript book. Same thing, I was getting... I couldn't do it, bro. So I'm like, you know what, man, how am I going to learn this shit? Because I'm not dumb. And I can learn stuff, but it's got to be like the right way, so I can just, because I have an addictive thing. If I just find the right tool, I can bam, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, to get to the point of this video is that I discovered this game. I was like, fuck it, well, I wonder if there's a game for this shit. Like guitar, like the guitar game that I have, or I really like Rosetta Stone type games where I could learn the language. And there's a code combat, and you can learn JavaScript, and it's kind of like the strategy game like Warcraft, but it's like code, but you do codes and you figure out the puzzles and shit, and your little dude like kills like ogres and shit. And I'm like, man, that's pretty tight, Cholo. So I'm actually on the 4th thing. It was a dungeon, and then there was like some other chingaderas, and I did that, and now I'm on the forest. So right now I'm on the forest. I'm like halfway through the forest, and there's times when I just, same thing, I get stuck, and I'm like, man. And I've noticed I eventually kind of figure it out, but I need to look at the answers of other people, or at least kind of get some clues of what I'm doing wrong, because I don't know the language. You know what I'm saying? I don't know JavaScript. I've never used it in my life, whatever, but that's not going to stop me from being getting a $100K a year job, because that's what my point is. My goal is so I can move to LA, get a high paying job, and do my music. Whatever. So anyways, I realized that, you know what, maybe I have a WordPress blog, so maybe I'm going to get my codes and put it on my blog. Because that's what some other guy did, but it was like in Russian, and I was like, oh, I don't know, man. It wasn't like very search friendly, so I'm gonna do that on my website. So if anybody's trying to follow my footsteps, they can go on my website and find the answers that work for those levels that I'm doing, and maybe I could help them out. Because I don't, you go to the forums, and the problem with the forums, like with the JavaScript forums, bro, is like, you don't always get the answers. There's like, here's my code, I don't know what's wrong with it, and then some smart ass guy says, oh, well, just, do that. But then it's like, I still don't understand what you're saying, just give me the fucking code. And then sometimes you get someone that writes the correct code. Sometimes it's not formatted correctly, you know what I'm saying? Ideally, you can just copy and paste the answer. That's the ideal. Just give me the answer, I copy and paste it, I pass the level, whatever. And you might be saying, okay, well, that doesn't really help you because you're not really learning because you already have the answer. Well, no, it does help you because then I get the answer and I know what the answer is. So I can analyze it, and then after a while, after doing it, I start to pick up things. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I have a problem. I'm not, like, for example, I didn't put, like, this in the function thing. Or I didn't put the right, I don't even know the vocabulary yet. The right, like, object or something in the parentheses for the function or whatever. Or, like, putting the curly brackets where they need to be and making sure it looks right and putting the semicolon after that shit. Like, all of that shit takes time, just practice. So I find that this game is really helping me, and hopefully I can do as much as I can with this game, and then I'll be ready for the SSP thing. You know what I'm saying? There is a question that you have to be able to solve. They said, like, if you can solve this shit, you can go to SSP, and it's like an array function, find the even numbers type question. But I'm not there yet, but I'm pretty confident that I'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. So anyways, that's my vlog, so you can see, if I can do this shit, and if I could go through this boot camp and get a whole career change and change my life, because I've seen other videos on YouTube where they talk about it, but they haven't really gone from step number 1 that I've seen on a video. So hopefully I can share that with you guys. And if someone, like I said, someone wants to follow my footsteps, you could see, hey man, I fucking did it. So hopefully, whatever. YouTube, martinis. This is a gin martini, by the way. I don't do vodka martinis unless it's a Grey Goose vodka martini, or a equivalent high caliber vodka martini. But I like Grey Goose. That's my favorite vodka. And Beefeater gin is my favorite gin, unless it's like a designer gin martini. But usually that's the ones I like. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Bye.